Every empire tells itself the same lie, that it is eternal, that its wealth, its power, its reach across the world will last forever. But history says otherwise. Empires fall, not always with war. Sometimes they collapse quietly from within. 2,000 years ago, Rome ruled the known world. Its roads stretched 50,000 miles. Its cities held 1 million people. Its armies crushed every enemy. And yet, it died. Not from invasion, not from fire or sword, but from debt, from inflation, from rot that started at the top and spread through every part of the system. Sound familiar? The United States in 2025 is not ancient Rome, but the echoes are getting louder. Let me show you how Rome fell, not in a single day, but over centuries of economic decay, political corruption, and cultural collapse, and why America is now walking that same path, step by step. Let's go back to the height of Rome's power, the Pax Romana, the Roman peace, a golden age, roads, aqueducts, trade, culture. Rome taxed its provinces. Gold flowed into the capital. The elite built palaces. The poor were fed with grain and entertained in colosseums, bread and circuses. And beneath it all, debt. Rome expanded by conquest. Conquest brought slaves, tribute, and gold. But when expansion stopped, the income stopped. The empire still had bills, roads, armies, bureaucracy. So what did they do? They debased the currency, mixed copper into gold, silver into tin. The coins looked the same, but their value dropped. Inflation began. Prices rose. Salaries didn't. The poor got poorer. The middle collapsed. The rich hoarded land and bribed officials to avoid taxes. Sound familiar? Corruption exploded. Roman senators bought offices. Governors sold justice. Emperors ruled for months before being assassinated. In 50 years, Rome had 26 emperors. 25 died violently. The military, once Rome's pride, turned mercenary. Soldiers loyal not to the Republic, but to their generals. Generals who bought loyalty with bribes, then turned on the state. Internal strife replaced external conquest. Meanwhile, public trust died. People stopped believing in the Republic, in the law, in the future. They clung to religion, to tribal identity, to anything that gave them meaning. The center couldn't hold. Cities decayed. Trade collapsed. And then, when the barbarians came, there was nothing left to defend. Rome didn't fall in one battle. It fell in 1,000 small steps. And the steps are familiar. Today, the US prints dollars backed by nothing. The national debt is over 38 trillion. That's more than the GDP of China, Japan, Germany, and the UK combined. Interest payments are now over $1 trillion per year. The government borrows just to pay the interest. That's not sustainable. That's Roman. Meanwhile, inflation eats the middle class. Wages stagnate. Housing is unaffordable. Young people live with parents. Savings vanish. Retirement is a dream. The same cycle. Currency decay, middle class collapse, elite enrichment. Corruption. Congress trades stocks on insider knowledge. Agencies are captured by industries they regulate. Billionaires buy influence. Politicians sell favors. The system exists to serve itself. And the people feel it. Trust in government is at historic lows. Only 15% of Americans trust Congress. Half the country believes elections are rigged. The other half thinks the courts are broken. No shared reality, no common ground. And just like Rome, military loyalty is shifting. Recruitment is down. Morale is collapsing. Veterans are disillusioned. The Pentagon spends trillions, yet can't win wars. And foreign powers? Watching, waiting. The US has over 750 military bases worldwide. Rome had garrisons too, until it couldn't afford them. Socially, division is at its peak. Left versus right, rural versus urban. Race, class, gender, everything is polarized. Families break over politics. Violence simmers beneath the surface. Extremism is growing, just like late Rome, when unity died and tribes rose. Technology? Rome had engineering, aqueducts, roads, architecture. We have smartphones, AI, the internet. But instead of building strength, we use it to distract, divide, numb. Bread and circuses now delivered through screens. And here's the deepest parallel. Rome thought it could go on forever, that the laws of history didn't apply, that wealth and power were permanent until they weren't. Empires fall quietly, slowly, and then all at once. What happens when the dollar loses trust? When other nations stop lending? When inflation explodes and the Fed can't stop it? What happens when the people stop believing? When the institutions collapse from within? What happens when America becomes Rome? We're not there yet, but we're close, too close. History doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And right now, the rhyme is getting louder. If you want to understand the next decade, don't look forward, look back, because the past isn't dead. It's prologue, and if we ignore the lessons of Rome, we may share its fate.